What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite. Welcome back to the Jose Mourinho Challenge with Chelsea. Today we'll be taking on Newcastle in the Premier League and Manchester City in the semi-final of the FA Cup. Newcastle was the team we were chasing to try to get 6th position in the league, but they have recently had an awful, and I mean awful, run of form, for which they sacked their manager. That is their recent form. And because of that, they're no longer the team we're chasing. They are pretty comfortably in our rearview mirror. They have been just absolutely awful in every single competition. But we still gonna be playing them today, hoping they continue that poor run of form. And their other team we're playing is Manchester City in the FA Cup. The worst draw we could have gotten, pretty clearly. The other tie is Watford versus Leeds. If we go back to the quarterfinal, we were able to defeat Blackburn 3-1 to send us to the semifinal. City beat Arsenal 2-1. Leeds beat Liverpool 3-1, which is unexpected. And Watford beat West Brom in extra time. And so the perfect situation would have been us to get one of Watford and Leeds and Man City to get the other one. That way, for the final, if we both get there, us and Man City, it's a win-win. If we win the FA Cup, we get Europa League football. Awesome. That's what I'm aiming for. But if Man City win the FA Cup, then okay, 6th place is guaranteed to get Europa League football. That still works out in our favor. But that's not going to be the case now, because we're taking on Manchester City. So only one of those options is going to be available, and it leaves the options open for Leeds or possibly Watford, but of the two, probably Leeds. Watford are the worst team in the league this year. Possibly Leeds to win the FA Cup and screw us over completely, because yeah, it'd be a terrible situation for us if Leeds win the FA Cup. So looking at our recent run of results, after that penalty win over Norwich in the FA Cup 5th round, we've not lost a game yet. Actually, including our time here, other than that first game against Liverpool, which we were smashed 4-2, we've not dropped a single game. We've had a few more draws than I'd like, but no losses, which is done pretty well for our league position. So after that Norwich win, we beat Everton 2-1 away. They are not very good. We beat them 2-1. Sesko and Havertz getting a penalty. Then a 2-2 draw with Southampton, which isn't awful. They're like 4th in the league right now. They were absolutely flying. They were 2nd just a couple weeks ago. But it was at home. We were 2-0 up in the first half. They scored at the very end of the first half, and then in the 77th minute, they equalized to only let us leave with a single point. We should have won that game. We were the better team. We then played Blackburn in the quarterfinal, beat them 3-1 in the FA Cup. Then a 1-1 draw against Brighton, where we definitely should not have drawn that game. It wasn't as convincing in our favor as I'd like, but still, we should have won. Brighton aren't that great. Then we're able to beat Wolves 3-1 at home. Smashed them pretty well. 3-1's one of our biggest margins of victory so far. I don't know. We were on a pretty good run, not losing any games, but it's just rarely convincing. Just rarely convincing. We still aren't scoring as many goals as I think we should. And I think we've missed about 4 open nets just in the last 2 months. 3 of them have probably been Sterling, which not that big of a surprise. At least they have modeled him correctly after his real life, form. He misses open goals all the freaking time in both real life and in the game, apparently. And our final game before we take on Newcastle was a 1-0 win against Blackburn, and it was an own goal. We got that 3-1 win, but even that wasn't super convincing. We have struggled against Blackburn for whatever reason. I don't know. We definitely should have beat them a lot more than 1-0. They are bad, and it was away from home, but they are bad. And we were the much better team. We had all the possession. We had all the chances. We just couldn't freaking score. And more than anything, this team just cannot put their freaking shots on target. We're having plenty of shots, but we're only getting, what, 4 or 5 on target a game, even though we're having 15, 20 shots a game. Not good enough. So the team for this Newcastle game is going to be a front 3 of Lukaku, Pino, and Havertz. Pino's been pretty good. He's had over a 7 in most games he's played for us. Lukaku and Havertz, very inconsistent. And Sterling has just been pretty awful, averaging a 6.66, has, I think, 1 or 2 assists. One of them was against the League 2 team. So 1 actual assist in my entire time here, even though he's played a lot of football. And 0 goals and 3 missed open goals. He's just been pretty awful. Hudson-Odoi hasn't really played much. Kendrick hasn't really played much. Sesko's currently injured for a few more days, 2 more days. He was injured like a couple weeks back, and he got back, returned to training, the next day, injured again. Awesome. So we haven't been able to use him in like 3 weeks. And Moriba is also injured, which sucks because he's probably our best player. He's at least been our best player since I've been here. He's out for 1 to 6 more days. So hopefully he'll be back for Manchester City. But Mount's going to replace him in the midfield. He's actually been really good too since he came back from his injury. He's played really well. Gavi has been just absolutely atrocious. Doesn't have a single positive stat. No assists, no goals. It's hard to completely put it on Gavi though, because I feel like before we got here, he was averaging a 7 in every single game he played. And since we got here, we're playing him in the exact same position, the exact same role, and he hasn't gotten a single 7 for us in like a dozen games nearly. I don't understand it, but it's not like, the reason I don't think it's all on him is that he's still creating key passes at pretty much a similar rate to what he was before we got here. It's just our forwards are just not putting them away, and he's still creating chances as well. Chances created are still not insane, but okay. He's created about 4 or 5 chances since we've been here, and we haven't scored a single one of them. It's hard to put all that blame on Gavi. The rest of the team, Camavinga at that deep lying playmaker, he's been pretty good for us. Ruggeri at left back. Reguilon has been pretty bad for the most part. Well, he's either pretty good, like 7.1, or he's just absolutely horrific and getting like a 6.2. There's no in between. Ruggeri, a little bit more consistent, so he's starting today. Badiashile and Cerezo have been pretty good for us. Reece James has been pretty solid. Mendy, some ups and downs, but for the most part, he's been pretty good. On the bench leaves Ruan, Kalulu, Reguilon, Kessie, Boothby, Zvonarek, who's not really impressed so far. Hudson-Odoi, Sterling, and Kendrick with that Sesko injury. Hopefully we can have a good game today. We're at home. We just need to start putting away our chances a little bit more consistently. We have an immediate highlight 30 seconds in. It's going to start with the throw-in for Newcastle down this left-hand side. They're going to go the entire length of the pitch. They're going to do anything here. Petkov plays it all the way back to Elmas, into Oscar. And he's going to hold on to the ball, find Mark Cucurella. Really good player, Cucurella. See if we can win the ball here. We don't yet. Milinkovic, another really good center back. I think he's on the transfer list, though, because apparently he's not happy there. Yeremy Pino can't get the ball through. And so they look to recycle it once again. Ilo's going to go long. We should be able to win this pretty comfortably. He just needs to not screw this up. He finds Ruggeri, finds Yeremy Pino. Can we create a chance here? Gavi, ball through, Mount. Can you give Gavi his first assist for me? Of course you can't. He hits the post because of course he does. Finishing it would be far too easy. Is this highlight going to continue? Are we actually going to score from this? Because if so, I just don't know what to think. Already missed an easy chance, and there's another one that we blaze over. 20th minute, we have a throw in. We have like 6 or 7 shots and 1 on target. I've never seen a team that cannot put a shot on target like this one can. Even our sporting team could at least get some shots on target. They couldn't score them, but they could at least put them on target. Yeremy Pino, please put it on target at the very least. He does one better. He puts it in the back of the net, and he's basically the only one in the front three that can do it with any sort of consistency. And it looks like we might be going into halftime with only a 1-0 lead, even though they don't have a single shot on target. And we have 13 shots, but have only been able to get 5 of them on target. 3 half chances, but only 1 goal. And I doubt we have to put those 2 other half chances on target. 76th minute, Newcastle have a throw in. They still don't have a single shot on target. So we all know when they finally do get that one, it's going in the back of the net because it always does. Rainier, looking to see if he can put a ball in. He finds McKinney. Going to pull the ball back to basically nobody. Mount's the only one there. He finds Gavi. He's going to look long for Lukaku. He's got a lot to do here. He's going to hold up the ball. He's going to find Yeremy Pino and make a darting run. Yeremy turns his man, looks for the run. It's actually Mason Mount making the run. He gets put just wide. He's going to pull it back to Havertz. He misses the target because, of course, he does, even though it was a pretty simple chance. Fortunately, it falls right to Lukaku. And, again, it would have been extremely difficult to miss that. That was an open goal. And even this Chelsea team, who can't hit the broadside of a barn, surely can't miss that. Looks like we're going to be getting another win, continue our unbeaten streak. But once again, it's not nearly as convincing as it should be. A 2-0 win, even though they had 0 shots on target, and we had 23 shots. 8 on target, very close to a 3xG, 5 half chances, 1 clear-cut chance, but still only 2 goals, and 1 of them was a tap-in. That win does put us 6th in the table, but Arsenal, who are 1 point ahead of us, and Liverpool, who are 3 points behind us, both have a game in hand, and Liverpool have a better goal difference. So if they win, they will leapfrog us once again. 6th is guaranteed to have European football this season because Manchester United won the Carabao Cup. So 6th is at least going to get Europa Conference League. And I think that would be enough to give myself another year here at Chelsea. I think my job might be under a little bit of a threat if I don't get any sort of Europe. Obviously, they want Europa League. But I think if we play well, I mean, we haven't lost a game in a while. If we continue that kind of form, but still only get Europa Conference League, I think they'll be okay. but I still want Europa League. And 6 could get Europa League football if either us or Man City win the FA Cup. And based on who's in the other tie, I think that's actually pretty likely. Coming up, we're going to find out who's going to be the team to have that chance. We're taking on Man City in the semifinal of the FA Cup. Winner goes to the final and gets guaranteed Europa League football. All right, it's time to beat City once again. If you don't remember, I beat them with Sporting in the Champions League final last year. So it'd be nice to beat them again in another big cup competition. Today, the semifinals of the FA Cup. And get to the FA Cup final, win it, hopefully, and guarantee ourselves Europa League football and make the board happy. That's what I'd like to see. The team we're going with to do that, though. Lukaku up top, our normal front three. Lukaku, Pino, Havertz, Gavi, and Mount. Mariba, not fully fit yet. He's still got the little injury, but he did pass his fitness test. Says he can play 45 minutes, and his fitness seems okay. So I'm going to keep him on the bench, but I don't think I want to start him today. So Mount and Gavi are going to be our midfield. Kessie's going to come in as that defensive midfielder. Kind of want somebody to be more of a ball winner more than a playmaker against Manchester City. I think that makes sense. So Kessie's come in to do that role. And our back line is to be expected. Ruggeri, Badiashile, Cerezo, James, and Mendy. We did have a big injury. Ruan picked up an hip injury. So he's out for 3 months. Not ideal. Fortunately, we do have Franjic here. And we do have Kululu that can also play center back. But obviously not what I preferred. But we're still going with the strong squad. Sesko is back and available to play, fully fit. Doesn't need a fitness test. So if we need to change up a striker, if we need to bring on an extra striker, we've got him on the bench as an option, which is nice to have because we haven't had it in a couple months. Okay, maybe not a couple months, but like a month. We're going to be playing our higher tempo style, our 4-3-3 that we used to play with Sporting in these kind of Champions League big matches against good teams. So higher tempo, a little bit more direct. More running at the fence, just not worrying about possession like at all, even though we're pretty good at it. It's Manchester City. So I think it's better to try to create good chances instead of trying to just hold on to the ball and create chances that way. That's going to be tough to do against a team like Man City. First highlight of the game is going to come 5.5 minutes in. It's going to start with Chelsea. Mendy looks to go long. If we can win this, not like we're going to attempt for it. Howard Bellis is playing right back again for them today. He played right back in the Champions League final. And Bergman Johannesson, we're going to be facing off once again against one of our former players, playing at left back for Man City. Badiashile is able to win that. Now, Yeremy Pino has a chance to go on a counterattack. Lays it back to Gavi. Gavi is actually taking on Pedri as well. Pedri is in this Man City squad. Those two former Barcelona youngster midfielders playing against each other. Yeremy Pino, another player from La Liga. He's going to go back to Gavi. He's going to score. He's going to hit the woodwork because all we seem to do is hit the woodwork. About 22 minutes in, we've got a corner. Badiashile is going to score it. Ederson should have done better there. It looks like he got a touch to it, but not enough to keep it out. So with our first shot on target, I mean, I guess it's got to happen our way eventually, right? With our first shot on target, we put it in the back of the net. Yeah, Ederson's got to be doing a little bit better there. Didn't get a whole lot on it, but still should have been doing a little bit better. It looks like that might be how the first half ends. Chelsea with the 1-0 lead, and we've kind of roared back into it at the end of this first half, and it's actually been pretty even. We've had the higher XG. We both created one half chance. Man City with most possession, but we knew that was going to be the case. They've actually also had to deal with the injury of Isaac Bergman Johannesson, so our former players had to go off injured. 60 minutes in, Laporte has the ball. He's going to find Ruben Diaz. Their starting center-back pairing from the start of this save is still going on in the year, like, what, 2030? I don't even know what year it is. It's pretty far in the future. Kai Havertz is going to bring this down, though, after they give it away. He's going to look for a through ball to Mount, who's going to get there. He's going to pull it back to Gavi, and Gavi's got a goal. His first goal since I've been the manager of the club. And it's in the FA Cup semifinal against Manchester City. It had to happen eventually, and I'm glad it was today. Highlights 74 minutes in. Apparently today's not a good day for left backs, as our left back, Ruggeri, has also had to go off injured. And so Reguilon is on in his place. We've got a counterattack going. Raheem Sterling also on as a sub to play that right wing. He's got good work rate. I'm hoping that can help us today. He's going to look for a ball cross, and that's got to be another goal. Yeremy Pino with the tap in. Raheem Sterling finally gets an assist, and it's against his former club, Manchester City. 3-0. That's probably going to do it. 77 minutes in. If Man City have a chance to come back, they have to score here. And that's not going to get it done. Cerezo puts it back to Mendy. He's going to kick it long, but Man City are going to bring it down. We still haven't gotten nearly enough shots on target. 17 shots, only 6 on target. But we've actually put half of those shots on target into goals, which hasn't happened for so far this season. Garcia has a chance. A good save from Mendy. It's going to keep the scoreline 3-0 to us. Now we're going to see if we can go on an attack here. Sterling is going to hold up the ball. Look for a man arriving in to help. Mason Mount is the one he finds out. Reece James into Gavi. Is this actually going to be a highlight? Raheem Sterling on the ball once again. finds Reece James. This has been a weird highlight. Reece James on the ball is going to go back to Frank Kessie. Into Mason Mount. Nice ball to Yeremy Pino with a chance to make it 4, and he does. Yeremy Pino makes it 4-0. Mason Mount the assist this time. It was nearly a Man City goal. A great save from Edouard Mendy kept it out, and then we immediately went on an attack, and we scored our 4th. If it wasn't over before, it definitely is now. There's going to be a highlight in the 79th minute. We might make it even worse. We have the ball currently. Sesko has come on as a substitute. Just coming back from injury. I want to give him a little bit of game time. This feels like a pretty good opportunity to give it to him. Yeremy Pino's going to find Gavi. I've even pulled everything back. I'm no longer playing a high tempo. Reece Sterling, a good block. Stops what could have been a goal for Raheem Sterling. But I've pulled everything back. No longer high tempo. Lowered the tempo completely. Looking to just hold on to the ball. Playing very defensive. Just lowering all my intensities. I don't want any more injuries. And this game is over. We have secured our spot in a FA Cup final. Not Champions League final. Not yet. Not with Chelsea. But we've secured our spot in an FA Cup final. We need to get Europa League football. And this is going to be our best opportunity to get it. We've got either Watford or Leeds in an FA Cup final.
Well done on reaching the FA Cup final. How does it feel?
It feels great. This is hopefully just the first of many cup finals during my tenure here at Chelsea. Now we need to go on and win it.
What a performance and what a win. You have to be pleased.
I'm extremely pleased. That is a very good Man City team out there. We knew the levels we had to go to have a chance to win this, and we rose to the occasion.
Do you have any news on Matteo Ruggeri's injury?
It seems to be an issue with his toe. We expected him to miss a few weeks, but nothing too serious. What a win that was. I definitely thought we could win, but I didn't expect that. 4-0. What a performance. And it went perfectly for us because we are playing Watford. They beat Leeds. And so we're going to be taking on the team bottom of the Premier League on 19 points in the FA Cup. Bottom of the Premier League is the only thing that stands between us and a return to European football. And it's Yeremy Pino who gets man of the match. 2 goals. He was our leading goal scorer when we got here. And I think he's been our leading goal scorer since I've got here. He's a really good player. Liverpool and Arsenal have both also played their games in hand. And Liverpool drew. They drew 0-0 with Everton after just losing to Fulham 4-1. And so we are now in sole possession of 6th place. Arsenal did win though, so they are 4 points clear of us. So it looks like our best chance of Europa League football is by beating Watford. But as long as we can stay in this position, we'll at least get Europa Conference League. Those were 2 big games and 2 big wins. 0 goals conceded as well. But the tough games are not going to stop. We've got Tottenham up just next, who are 2nd in the league. And then Man City once again. And they'll be looking to get a little bit of revenge on us, I'm sure. So we're definitely going to be back for both of those games. I'm not going to put all my eggs in the FA Cup basket of trying to get European football. I want to do as well as we can in the Premier League. So in case we do somehow lose to Watford, we've got a league position to fall back on to get European football next season. So I'll see you next episode for Tottenham and Man City, 2nd and 3rd in the league, both away from home. That's going to be a tough one. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell? The links to all my socials and my Twitch are in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.